if this is true, I need to talk about it. And I'm talking about the supposed rumors. I don't think there's a leak because I haven't seen anything, at least in my timeline. Thankfully, if there is or not, whatever. That in the state of play, we're getting some crazy, we're getting some insane stuff, bro. It's gonna be the best state of play of all time. Now, I think some of them are like probably not true, but if this one is true, then awesome, amazing, spectacular. This is probably the thing I'm most excited for, besides the other one, which starts with a B, if you know what it is. But Devil May Cry 6, or if anything, now I think about before this, it could be a Devil May Cry remake, like they remake the first game. I think that is also a possibility too. But I just want to talk about this because Devil May Cry is just like top 3 franchise of all time for me, so I just have to talk about it. Like, duh. Like, I don't. This is more of a fighting game channel, but dude, Devil May Cry. First game I played for Devil May Cry was 4. Then the collection came out. Then I played all the rest. Then 5 came out a billion years later. Wait, no. Then DMC Devil May Cry. Then 5 came out. So yeah. But I just want to talk about what I would want to see and just theory crafting a little bit here. If you guys are cool with that, you guys are cool with that because you're here clicking on the video. So Devil May Cry 6, if this is going to be the case, the thing that I would want to see is Nero still being the protagonist. Now, I know it's like, why would Nero not be? Because there's been speculation that since Nero and QDA have kids, I'm not sure if it's like by blood, but I think it's like, you know, they adopted kids or whatever, and they probably are going to have a kid, that they're the kid or whoever's going to replace Nero. I don't want that to be the case. I think Nero needs his own game. This 6th game needs to be Devil May Cry 3 for Nero. It needs to turn it up to the max, because Nero, out of the Devil May Cry characters, like the Sons of Sparda, Dante and Virgil, and just Trish Lady, all those other characters, I like Nero the most. I grew up with him. That's the person I first played. I like them the most. Granted, I like Dante a lot. Don't get it twisted. Or Virgil. Do not get it twisted. But Nero was just like, I relate to him. Like, he's like using his fists and just beating people up. I like that, you know? Like, literally, he's a grab move where he just beats people up. So that's like the core thing that I want to be still in the game, is that he is a protagonist. Like, actually, like, generally, this is his game. He becomes a legend now because, for example, in Devil May Cry 5, they always have him as Devil Hunter. Dante, you have him legendary Devil Hunter. Freaking Virgil's Alpha and Omega. So let's get my boy a title, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so much potential with him, especially with his devil trigger, that he doesn't need a devil arm to do it, which is just like, what the, even Virgil's like, what is his power? Where did this come from? So like, there's so much potential with him. So I just want to, let's get to know what that is relatively. I am a little bit nervous since Itsuno's not working on this game, since he has his own company, which I'm excited for whatever he makes, but I'm pretty sure they can cook up some good story here relatively. I'm just hoping that Nero is a protagonist. Adding a new one is not a good idea. We don't need a new one. Nero has not really gotten a lot of time relatively to himself. He had to share 2 games technically with other characters, with Dante again, and V, which is just a part of Virgil, which is, it just goes back to just Virgil relatively. In a sense, you could even say that before with Virgil, because like, hey, Yamamoto and stuff like that. It still is about Sparda and the Sons of Sparda, but the Sons of Sparda story is closed. That's the whole point of 5. It's closed, so it's Nero's time to shine. So what's gonna be the new journey? Is he gonna kill Mundus? That'd be awesome. And I wouldn't mind if Dante and Virgil showed up or something at that point, but I think it should be focusing on mainly Nero. Like, is there another playable character? Sure, but it still primarily needs to be more focused on Nero, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I think having multiple characters in Devil May Cry game, that should be a thing. Also, there should be online, like a Bloody Palace online mode. That's a universal, everybody agrees with that. I feel as if, like, come on now, that would be epic. Bloody Palace online needs to happen, and also Nero, I think, needs to be the focal point of the game, in my opinion, because I like Nero a lot. Speaking of Nero, we can finally actually flesh out his combat. Now, a lot of people say his combat in 5 was fleshed out. It is, but they could do so much more with it. They could do so much more, because if you compare it to even Dark Slayer, Dark Angel from Virgil, I feel that there's more creativity with that, with the arms, because the arms, sure, he has multiple of them, but they only have like 1 move. Let's have him have more moves, and he could switch them, which is probably what they're going to do, because they hinted at the end of the 5. So for instance, Overture, if it had multiple things like circle, like a combo string of some sort, make them different, variety relatively when it comes to like more things you can do with them, instead of just this and that, and that's it. There needs to be a lot more with the arms. I think he should be able to have a bit more moves with them, at least in my personal opinion. And to obviously swap him not being destroyed like that, we could, especially since how he works now, they could do so much more if they want to continue to use that, which I thought was cool, but it's not my favorite thing in the world, but I get it. because his whole thing is arms. So yeah, and getting him a new weapon, I think is necessary. I think he needs to have another weapon to use besides the Red Queen. Red Queen is beautiful. I love that weapon, but him having more variety with weapons too would be cool because he's the only character that doesn't have it. Like, he has the arms, that's cool, but you can still have him have like a something relatively. It could be a scythe that can rev, or in my opinion, I think that would be a cooler, like fisticuffs that rev or something like that. And that sounds a little goofy on paper, but you can skateboard on your arm. You can use a motorcycle as a weapon in Devil May Cry, so they can figure out a way to have some cool stuff with Nero, I feel as if. So it would fit his style of more fisticuff weapons because he's a brawler, dude. Like, let's be real here. The joke is Nero's not that smart, but he got hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the joke. At least they make him 5. Nero is relatively smart. I'm just saying, you know. But I think that would fit relatively. He had another weapon. It doesn't have to be 5 weapons, but just like another one, just one more or another one, and then they can focus mainly on the arms or something if they do plan on going with that. Speaking of Dante and Virgil, they can come back if you know, because they're not dead or anything. They're just chilling in the underworld, just fighting each other, and just, you know, yeah, they might even kill Mundus. It could be a side deal, so they go kill Mundus or something, you know, something like that. Relatively, like they could do a whole bunch of stuff with that relatively. So they can come back at any point in time, but the whole point is like, Nero, you're gonna be taking care of Earth for a minute, relatively. Like, you're the hero, or not Earth, but just the pseudo devil hunter, if you will. So there's gonna be some new characters, of course, obviously, that he'll be working with, which is perfectly fine for new legends to be added to the series. Trish and Lady are still here. They unfortunately got cheated in 5. They were going to be playable, most likely. Itsuno wanted to, but you know, the whole virus thing affected everything. I'm positive they were going to be playable. I'm absolutely positive on that. So they can return, obviously, of course. There's just so much they can do here. Now, stopping here for a moment to talk about Devil May Cry 1, if it is like a remake for 1 or something, I think that would be accepted too, because I know some people are turned off by the first one. I generally think the first game is brilliant, but I know for some people, like, man, it's too old, I'm not playing it. So for them, I can see them making a remake and it being really well. And if anything, the most one that needs a remake is 2. I know there's some people out there that like 2. There's some likable things in the game, like cloth faces and stuff, the stuff they were doing. Lucia is a character. There's so many things, but that needs a remake as well. So if they go that route, I'm fine with it. But talking about 1 is essentially, I think the combo system would go kind of crazy. The double trigger, obviously, he's going to look like... It kind of... Because the system was kind of like, if I remember correctly, a little bit like 3's double trigger form for him a little bit. Because he just, like, was... When in his devil trigger, he had the aura. Then when you attacked, he transformed relatively. So they could actually give him a new look with that for, like, Ifrit and Alistair. Which I would be so down for. And if they added, like, another weapon or something... I wouldn't mind either. Like, generally speaking, like, people are like, oh, I would be angry. No, why would you be angry? And then also, it would just be crazy if they just did that too, because there's not really a lot to work with technically, in a sense, for the first game when it comes to weapons, if you think about it. So I wouldn't mind that. It was mainly like guns, relatively, because he had the grenade launcher too. Because, like, sure, you had Sparda, but it's like, dude, it's just Alistair. Unless they give it an entire moveset, which makes a different weapon. So there's plenty of ways they could go about it too. The boss fights were good. They can remix some of the songs. Oh, and fighting Phantom again. There's so many things that could be good about a remake for the first game. So just wanted to mention that too. And also, to stop it right here for this too, because I just thought about this because I'm like, man, this is something that no one really talks too much about, but like some people do, but it's not really brought up. If it's not a Devil May Cry 6 game, what if it is like a Devil May Cry prequel and it's about Sparda? I would be down for that too. 100%. Either of these 3 options, like, because Nero's my favorite, but I want to see what Sparda's talking about, because we actually know zilch, even if he's alive or dead, about Sparda. And then a remake for 1. And I don't even know what to begin with. Freaking Sparda, bro. Like, he used Sparda, his own weapon, and he had a Yamato, but that was it. So they could expand on that even further too, and then just his character, who he is, meeting freaking Dante and Virgil's mom, seeing Dante and Virgil's kids. There's just so much. The rebellion, him fighting against a billion kajillion demons. There's so much cool stuff that could go about it. So, and just other characters that we haven't met, and they're like, oh, these are new characters and they're cool and they died or something, you know. So yeah, this video is all over the place, but it's for a good reason, because I'm excited if this is true. I'm really excited. So yeah, but now I think there's not really much I can talk about with the Sparda game, but it really just goes over his backstory, because we know nothing of him. We don't. So yeah, I guess we could go back to 6 now, thinking about it, because 1, just a remake. 6, there's more to explore because like this is just fresh land, relatively. Same with Sparta game, but we have a little bit of a path here with Nero as a character because I think they should generally focus with Nero. Now, talking about Nero a little bit more, how they could go about just like the story for him relatively, it could just be him trying to like beat another demon lord dude, essentially just by himself, because relatively they had help because this is like a global threat. Urizen was crazy freak nasty, like he was really affecting the earth. It was like, yeah, everywhere is getting affected, dude. It's like, oh okay. And so just Nero just fights one by himself relatively because he can. Like, let's be real for real here. If he could injure Dante and Virgil and his new Devil Trigger form that is just brand spanking new, that's just entirely different from theirs, he could put up some numbers. So something like that. It doesn't need to be a revenge story like QDA dies some, because if she does that, that'd be diabolical, considering that's his like one person that he truly loves. Like generally, that's like his family. That's the only person that made him even get that form. Relatively, like his resolution to even potentially even get the Devil Trigger to motivate him to do stuff is QDA. So I don't think her getting smoked would be. I don't know if that's the right move. It could be the right move, but I don't think it is personally. Obviously, Nico's in the game. Trisha Lady, you could add them if you want to. Lucia, I think she deserves to return. I really do think so. She needs a chance to so people think she's cool, because I think there's some people that do, but she's in a game that's like not really that good. So yeah, and her purpose is probably just to get Dante out of you know, where he is. Same with Virgil too, so it's like a combo deal, but technically they could find a way out by themselves, and that could just be a DLC thing or something, but they shouldn't be the main focal point. Like, they could show up at the end of the game, cool, but they're not the main focal point. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I see there, and obviously some new characters that you can add, maybe playable, that are unique, that have their own style. There's so many ways to go about it, but Nero should be the main character. I'm hoping if we see Devil May Cry 6, I see some dude, I'm like, I don't know who this is. I'm hoping it is Nero. But yeah. Ooh, actually, you know what would be a cool idea with Devil May Cry 6 to add on to it with it just being a Nero game? If they did actually add Sparda to the game and just, you know, he's just in the game with him and like they're just talking or whatever. But besides, you know, trying to stop this demon or whatever, this new dude or whatever, it could be multiple, it doesn't really matter. And they're just chatting up relatively. Like, he finally gets to meet his grandfather, and like Dante and Virgil don't get that until maybe like the next game or a DLC, something they get that to actually see their father if he's alive. So that's another potential thing too they could do, but I don't know. One thing I do want to mention for gameplay purposes is like if Nero had like more Devil Trigger moves, like for example, if he had like a move where his winged arm things went on autopilot and he just starts beating you up like while you're doing a combo on somebody, like they just start punching for a set duration or whatever, that would be pretty cool too, to like keep an air combo going or something like that. Stuff like that would be pretty nice, like, or like on a hold or something, the other fish is like just punching its rib or something. I don't know, something cool like that. Just more Devil Trigger moves. Also, I wonder what the theme of the game is, like color wise, or if they're gonna just change it all together, because most Devil May Cry games have like a color scheme that they kind of follow with, like 4 is like white, 5 is purple, 1 is green, 1 is brown, that type of deal. So I'm wondering if they're going to stick with like a color scheme, or if they're just going to go like, hey, we're not going to actually go with a color scheme this time. This is going to be a variety of colors relatively. So I'm really curious on that. But yeah, like I talked about gameplay already with his weapons. I guess I didn't mention guns, but I think Blue Rose, you could give him something different, but it has to be systematically something that fits for him, because I don't know what else would. Like him using a magnum, that thing slaps. I can't think of anything, but you could give him another gun technically too. I think the demons will be interesting. Another important thing is the game should be a bit faster. I'm not saying it should be turbo mode, but Devil May Cry 5 is a little bit slower. It's a little bit slower, by a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. I'm not saying it needs to be turbo. That should be its own separate thing, but it needs to be a little bit faster than 5 was. That would be the sweet spot. Somewhere around like Devil May Cry 4. In my opinion, because I think 4 base was a bit faster. I might be wrong on that, but I think it was. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. I think there might be some things that just come to mind randomly at the end of the video. I'm like, dang, I could add that, but I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below about what game you think we're gonna get. We're gonna get Devil May Cry 6, Devil May Cry 1 remake, or a game about Sparda. There's so many paths that could go with this. Well, not really, just these 3, honestly. Do you think Nero's gonna be the protagonist? Do you agree that he should be still the protagonist? Do you think he should have more weapons and they focus on the arms a bit more? Do you think Trish and Lady are going to be playable? Like, what's going through your guys' heads here? Sorry if this video is everywhere. This is how I normally make videos. Like, I have some scripted things too, but Very few, if I'm being honest, but yeah, this is just like a passionate me talking to you guys, and yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment sections, and I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, a great noon, or whatever time zone you guys are at, man, and I'll see you guys in the next video.